Hello and welcome to The Book Was Better, where we're fixing today's movies one book at a time. You know, some people would say that the premise of my show is ridiculous. Of course the book is always better. The longer book gives you more time to appreciate its world and its people.
The book is always better than the movie. It's always better. Do you know why? Books are hundreds of pages and movies are 2 hours.
However, these people are wrong. Wrong! Such is the case with the cult favorite, Starship Troopers. Didn't know it was based on a book, did you? Well, it is, and it's not so much that the movie is better, just differently good. Like Jurassic Park. Starship Troopers the book is pretty dry and reads more like a first-hand account of becoming a soldier through each and every step, including signing up, boot camp, classwork, and doing paperwork.
Is this your signature, Rico?
Sir, yes it is, sir.
There are only 2 real fight scenes, only one of which is against the bugs you're familiar with. This reads more like a bureaucrat's account of events instead of a testosterone-filled jarheads like so many people would assume. The book is interesting in a thought-provoking way, whereas the movie is interesting in a blow everything to hell kind of way. Written by Robert Heinlein way back in 1959, Starship Troopers was written both as an educational piece, at least as Heinlein saw it, and as a platform to defend his political stance, specifically in regards to the defense of a large, strong military and the U.S. nuclear testing program at the time. That's the reason so many of the book's scenes seem one-sided, since this was Heinlein's way of speaking out to teach people. However, the large military and necessary service to the state for full rights are some of the reasons people think this was also a platform for defending fascism. Yeah, missed that part in the movie, didn't you?
Let's sum up. This year we explored the failure of democracy, while the social scientists brought our world to the brink of chaos. We talked about the veterans, how they took control, and imposed the stability that has lasted for generations since.
This is a thread kind of hinted at in the movie, but you can still see elements of it, what with the service of the state, civilians not being able to vote, and even the uniforms are strangely reminiscent of the Third Reich. Have I ruined this movie for you yet? Personally, I don't think the fascist theme was intentional, since Heinlein was a proponent of meritocracy, where political weight is based more on personal merit, but the similarities are there. This book just feels like it was quickly written more as a political essay than a real story. So the movie opens up and we're introduced to Johnny Rico, played by Casper Van Dien. He and several other actors who are clearly nearing their 30s are in high school and are getting set for graduation. And to top it all off, Johnny's friend Carl is played by Neil Patrick Harris. I know I have a tendency to have a favorite actor in these reviews, but come on, this is Neil Patrick Harris. The man's so cool he could freeze fire. As such, he is immune from any harsh criticisms I might have for him for the movie. I will, however, be making constant How I Met Your Mother jokes.
'Cause I'm awesome!
Right, back to Rico. He's the star after all. However, his grades kinda suck.
35%, very nice. Look at that.
Giant grade walls. So your shame can be more public.
Carl.
So when Rico's girlfriend Carmen talks about enlisting into military service, he makes a life-altering decision to follow her by enlisting in a different branch of the military. However, not everything is perfect between Rico and Carmen. She has a case of the wandering eye, especially for this overly sweaty guy here. Does anyone else think this football field was actually built for children? But Rico maintains his loyalty, even rejecting the advances of the not as attractive but still pretty hot Dizzy.
I want to talk to Mr. Jack.
Hey, better hurry up if you want to catch him.
You're the best.
When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead. True story.
Something I skipped over earlier was the clever way the movie gives exposition.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
It comes in little news clips, almost like you're still on the internet.
They're doing their part. Are you? Join the mobile infantry and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship.
They give several interesting and rapid views of the world, and...
Citizen rule.
Are those soldiers letting kids play with assault rifles? What the hell is wrong with them? Look, regardless of what your stance on guns are, guns can be dangerous and kids are idiots. They need proper instruction. Playing tug of war with an assault rifle is not proper instruction. At least, they're not giving them bullets. God damn it! So boot camp starts where no one has to shave their heads like in real boot camp because their hair is just too pretty. Rico is joined by Dizzy, and they're both trained by renowned hard-ass Staff Sergeant Zim.
Now, who here thinks they got what it takes to knock me down? Sir! I guess maybe I do, sir!
This guy is not screwing around. These boot camp scenes actually reflect a lot of the lessons and themes taught by the book as well. Responsibility, leadership, and the perks of serving, like what it takes to have kids or run for office. All presented in a co-ed shower scene that I can't show you.
All right, so they grow them big and dumb on the farm planet, huh? And pretty!
I like this!
I don't understand. Who needs a knife in a nuke fight anyway? All you gotta do is push a button.
Put your hand on that wall! The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.
But you're fighting bugs. They don't have hands. Or buttons.
Medic!
So while Carmen is busy learning how to fly space cruisers, under the guidance of Mr. Sweaty, Rico is diligently training with his new friends and squad mates.
Because playing laser tag is awesome!
Rico even does so well that they make him squad leader. But things don't go so well.
Rico! You are relieved of squad command!
So Rico is set to be punished via lashing.
For incompetence of command,
Sounds like my boss.
for failure to abide by safety regulations.
Also sounds like my boss. So while Rico's brutal whipping carries us into the next scene, we see Carmen is getting along fine with Xander.
Thanks.
Until an asteroid shows up.
Impact, 6 seconds.
Emergency evasion!
Communications are down, ma'am. They're gone.
Hull's compromised. We're lucky to be alive, ma'am.
Luck didn't have anything to do with it. We have a hell of a flight team.
An asteroid is heading straight for Earth, our communications are down, and we have no way to warn the planet. I'm happy. Up to now, the movies actually followed the book pretty faithfully, capturing the same feelings and themes pretty well. Here, however, is where it starts to diverge. Not by theme, but by plot. But that was to allow for more fight scenes to entertain the average viewer. And really, I can't blame them for that call. The troopers all fly for Klendathu, the bug's home planet, and launch a major strike. Are those bugs crapping at the spaceships? But the bugs are better entrenched and smarter than the human forces realized, and quickly counter, catching the troopers off guard. Is there a rule that says you can't save someone until you dramatically call out their name? Rico was injured as well, barely surviving the battle after being stabbed in the leg. Concerned for his safety, Carmen walks through the spaceport, which is so overrun by the injured that soldiers on stretchers have to be left in the halls.
It's strange, there's almost no wounded at all.
Lady, you're surrounded by crippled soldiers, severed limbs decorate the floor, and the walls are painted in fresh blood. No, there are almost no injured here. Have I mentioned I'm not crazy about her character? But Rico is indeed alive, showing once again the value and efficiency of government paperwork.
Hey, Rico! Wake up! Fish boy! Hey, look! You're dead!
Kills in action!
After Rico recovers, he, Ace, and Dizzy are all transferred to a new unit led by Rico's old teacher, Lieutenant Razak. He's a hard-ass and doesn't take crap from any of his troops, and...
No one talks about the lieutenant that way.
Ow! It turns out that the military's intel was wrong. Military intel wrong? Ha! How could that be? The bugs are better defended than the top brass thought, so they come up with a new plan.
To fight the bug.
We must become the bug! They plan to take out the surrounding planets that the bugs control and move inwards. And Razak's Roughnecks are called into action. After taking out some bugs, the Roughnecks receive a distress signal and head to an isolated outpost to check it out. But the troops are all dead from an apparent bug attack.
They sucked his brains out.
Sounds like my boss. But the distress signal was actually a trap set by the bugs to lure them in. With no way out, the team calls for extraction, but the ship doesn't get there in time and Razak and Dizzy are killed in action.
Attention on deck!
With the lieutenant dead, the unit needs a new leader, and Rico is ready and willing.
The Roughnecks are always ready, sir. I hear they need a new lieutenant. Want the job?
I'll take it. Till I get killed or you find someone better.
It is surprisingly easy to get promoted in this army. Hey! Our commanding officer is dead! You. So the bigwigs in charge launch an attack on the planet, this time with the aim of capturing what they're calling a brain bug. But the bugs are already planning a counter of their own, this time hitting Carmen's battle cruiser in orbit.
This is Roger Young, we're going down. Repeat, this is Roger Young, we're going down. Get it, Sam!
Goodbye, Captain... whatever your name was. Carmen and Xander escape, but their pod lands on the worst place it can.
The situation is extremely hostile.
Meanwhile, Rico and Ace are scouting above when Rico catches Carmen's signal.
Carmen!
What do you want to do?
You heard the lieutenant! Rescue party!
He, Ace, and Watkins run to help, making it in time to save Carmen, but not Xander. Meh. Watkins stays behind to cover their retreat as the brain bug flees as well. But Rico and the others walk outside to a celebration.
What's going on? We got it!
Sergeant Zim caught the fleeing brain bug off screen. Wow! I'm so glad we skipped that scene to make sure Rico's ex was safe.
It was a drill instructor named Zim who captured a brain.
And with a joyful victory, the movie leaves us with one more bit of propaganda exposition.
Once we understand the bug, we will defeat it.
And that was Starship Troopers. Wasn't that fun? Now, I'm not the kind of guy who needs every aspect of the book to be exactly the same in the movie. As I mentioned before, Jurassic Park is almost entirely different from its book, and it's still one of my favorite books and one of my favorite movies. And yet, despite this, the Starship Troopers movie did a pretty good job of capturing the book's ideas and presenting the storyline in a fun way, expanding on what was admittedly a pretty thin storyline. The characters are great, they grow, connect with each other, which in turn helps us connect with them. The setting looks fantastic, and the bugs look great even today, especially considering it came out in 1997. I love this movie for all its faults. It's campy and goofy, but damn if turning away isn't hard. Sadly, the movie was not a financial success, barely making back the money it cost to make it. However, it did inspire several video games, board games, and the TV show Roughnecks, the Starship Troopers Chronicles. With all that behind them, it's no wonder Starship Troopers has such a dedicated fan base, even today. Rico.
Come on, you ape! You wanna live forever!
We need you all.
It's just proof that sometimes the book is not always better. Until they make a sequel. I'm Crimson Rogue, reminding you to ship your troopers carefully.